give you an example. Let me give you an example. If you live, alhamdulillah, may Allah give us all long life so we can worship Him to the day we die. But I'll tell you this, if you get 60 or 70 years, let's go 60. Just be nice. You don't you don't become mature until you're about 15. Let's just say average, right? 15, would you agree? Now 15, let's minus off the 60. Correct? Yeah. 60 minus 15 is what? You good at math? I hope you're good at math. Come on. 60 minus 15. La ilaha illallah. 45. Now from 45, we look in our life, since we lived to our 60, how many hours we sleep in a day? How many? About 8? MashaAllah. And that's about an average, say 8 to 10 hours. And let's take that from the 60 because that's your life, right? So 45 we have left, because 15 was the bad, so that's gone. Right? We go 45 minus, if you give a rate, I'm going to be nice to you, I'll give you 20 years of sleep. Right? 20 years, 1/3 of your life, let's just say. So 20 minus the 45 is how much? 25. 25 years after, what do we do in our life? What do? You go to school all day, how many hours you spend in school? You work, you go on the computer, you eat, you go to the washroom, you do all this stuff, right? That's easily, knock off, easily not being nice to you 20 years. Right? Let's actually, it's at 25, let's just knock off 15 years. Now you got 10 years that you're going to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 10 years you have, that's it. Right? Ask Allah, if you have khushu in your salah, if you have the right intention, we'll see. Let's not play Allah's part in judgment, but just to be safe, we'll give you 50% of your ibadah. Because today the ummah is so weak. 50% of your ibadah. From 10 in half, how much is 10 in half? 5. You're going to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 5 years of ibadah. Think about that. That's an honest breakdown on being 30. 5 years of ibadah if you live to 60. Think about that. Allah is warning us. What is the fuel for Jahannam? And those people I told you? Jahannam's fire is so black. It's black. When we see flames, what color are the flames we see in this world? Red. And what other color? What's the hottest flame? You guys know the color? What's the hottest flame in this earth? Blue. Blue is the hottest flame in this earth. So imagine a big blue flame, okay? Just remember that. Keep that in your mind for a second. But I'm going to tell you what the fuel of Jahannam is. You know those people I told you about? You know, every minute Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the skin and bones and shape back into them. And all those people, all the jinns, all the bad deeds, all the stones are burning. That's fuel. A fire that uses bones and flesh and meat and soul is burning today. Burning and burning and burning. This is what it's waiting for. Stones and jinns, we don't even know. We don't see jinns. How does it do that? What is jinn? How does it burn? But this black flame burns everything. This black flame is so hot. And I'm going to say to you, and show you why I say fire, and give you proof of the people in stone, and ayat, Surah At-Tahrim, line 6, or sorry, Surah Al-Baqarah, line 24, please.
فإن لم تفعلوا ولن تفعلوا فاتقوا النار التي وقودها الناس والحجارة أعدت للكافرين.
And the point I extract from that is then fear the fire, whose fuel is men and stone, prepared for the disbelievers. Again, Allah is telling us not to do this. He's telling what's in it. I'm just giving you the words of Allah. I'm not a scientist. This is what Allah is telling me. If Allah is telling me to have to put some fear in my heart, well, I'm definitely going to be burning in hell. No? But yes. If you don't believe today what I'm telling you, I'm not saying anything. I have no power. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the Quran. Allah challenged the whole ummah to come up with even one ayat that He has in the Quran. Has anyone done it? You know, Dr. Naik stood in front of the whole world. Smart man, alhamdulillah, but he said, I got the book, Kalamullah. And he said, somebody show me even one grammar mistake. To this day, nobody's seen any mistake in the Quran. Because Allah Jalla will promise to protect the Quran. And in the Quran, Allah tells us, fuel is man and stone. The fire is so intense, it makes your mind go crazy. You can't even think about it. If I took gas or some kind of flammable liquid, I put it on a log and I put one, you saw the blue thing, and I went like this, what would you do? You'd be like, ah! And if I got you, you would burn, wouldn't you? you burn? What do they say? What are the degrees? You know the degrees of Doha? What are the degrees they say? First degree, second degree, third degree. How about 0 degree? How about you cannot even measure the heat? The fire is so hot. Recorded and narrated by Abu Hurairah and in Bukhari. The fire of Jahannam said, Ya Rabb! Before it was filled with all these things, I'm telling you, remember, it's prepared for us. Ya Rabb! My fire is so hot that it's eating each other. It's burning so hot, Ya Rabb! Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted Jahannam 2 breaths. One in the coldest, bitterest winter, and one in the hottest of the summer. Just to release the breath. The fire is so hot. Imagine, Ya Rabb, my flames are eating its flames. Can you, my flames are eating my flames. La ilaha illallah. The fire of hell, on narrated hadith, the Prophet ﷺ, he was sitting with the Sahaba radiallahu anhu, and the Prophet ﷺ said that the fire of hell is 1/70th of the fire of this world. You guys got something else to do? Okay, cool. Because if you want to listen, you might learn something, and if we die tomorrow, then at least we know what to expect. 1/70th of the fire of this world. So they're saying the fire of sun. Imagine all mankind got together and made a big fire. With all the stuff we have, just imagine that fire. Who knows, subhanAllah, what it would be. Prophet ﷺ was talking to Sahaba radiallahu anhu. The Sahaba radiallahu anhu said, oh, Ya Rasulullah, that is more than efficient to be tormented and punished. You know, Prophet ﷺ said, the fire of Jahannam is 69 parts more than the biggest fire of son of Adam on this earth. Each part is the equivalent and axis of each major fire that we can have in this world. So imagine the biggest fire in the world. So 1 out of 70 is the fire. Then another fire of this world, 2 out of 70. So on and so on and so on. Imagine how hot that is, subhanAllah. People will want to escape from this fire. The Prophet ﷺ said, when the people of hell who found no pleasure in this life, in this world, will be brought forth on the day of resurrection and will be dipped into the hellfire. This is Sahih Muslim. And you'll be asked, O son of Adam, have you ever seen anything good? Have you ever enjoyed any pleasure? You know what they're going to say after they're dipped in this fire I'm telling you about? What are they going to say? Oh yeah, man, I played my Xbox and I missed my stuff. It was awesome. No, a'udhu billah. They're going to scream in anguish and say, no, by God, no, Lord, save me. A few moments in hell has a person forget the good times they ever had in this dunya. I told you, Qiyamah, the day of Qiyamah is how many? 50,000 years? We live nearly, what? 50, 60 years? That is 50,000 years, just the Qiyamah. I'm talking about forever in hell. It has levels, and it's in its levels. We have in Surah Al-Nisa, line 145.
إن المنافقين في الدرك الأسفل من النار ولن تجد لهم نصيرا.
Surely the hypocrites will be in the lowest depths grade of the fire. The lowest level of hell is the greatest intensity of heat. Since the hypocrites will suffer the worst punishment, so they will be in the lowest part of hell. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explains to us in Surah Al-An'am 132.
وَلِكُلٍّ دَرَجَاتٌ مِّمَّا عَمِلُوا وَمَا رَبُّكَ بِغَافِلٍ عَمَّا يَعْمَلُونَ.
For all will be ranked by degrees according to what they did. These are the levels in hell. Now we're going to move on to the punishment.